Okay, so healthy, you are a gold one wrecking ball on PC. Um, so in this game, you say, I thought I did everything right, distracted healers, put pressure on point constantly. Maybe my mechanics aren't that great, which is why I probably didn't get kills, but also there was constant pockets, so I couldn't get anything done. And I want to know what I could do differently. Um, So I am like a mid-masters, mainly Diva Wrecking Ball player on console. So your mileage may vary, but I do think I can help you. I just don't have that much advice for like keyboard and mouse mechanics. Yeah. Um, excuse me. Recovering from COVID. So the main thing that stands out to me, if you watch Yeedle, who's like was probably like the biggest Wrecking Ball streamer. He doesn't play Wrecking Ball so much, but he has a really good unranked to GM. I'd highly recommend checking out. That's pretty recent. Um, but he also has another one. I think it's called Wrecking Ball for Dummies. But basically like the gameplay loop of Wrecking Ball, and it's the three S's, which is Scout, Setup, and Strike. Um, Scout meaning you figure out where people are at. Um, Identify like do they have anything that could screw you up, do they have a Cassidy sitting next to the Anna, do they have an Anna, does she have sleep, right? um, Setup meaning we get in a good spot, like from our scouting, where's the fight gonna happen, where is our team, like where can they shoot, uh, like where's their team, where do they want to go, like when are they going to go in and start using cooldowns. So it's not just like where, it's when. And so we set up in a place that's usually above, definitely to the side of where that's going to be, so we can hit them when and where we want to. And it's strike, right? It's like, what is our go? Um, and I think like over and above any, like the mechanics need a lot of work. I'll be like super honest. Your grapples are really, really sloppy. Um, you don't hold your grapple long enough. Your minefields aren't that great either. I see slam a lot and not really know where you're going. The tracking is pretty bad. And don't recall like a single headshot in this game. So I just watched it through once. But I think the main problem is that you don't really have a specific plan. You spend a lot of time kind of doing something sort of, and then like running away. So it's like a lot of downtime, and you're not really putting pressure on in any tank, even like Wrecking Ball. You need to put pressure on something. You need to threaten to kill something. It doesn't necessarily matter if you get the kill or not, but you need to be like, you want someone in cons being like, I need help, I need help. Will someone do something about this Wrecking Ball? This Wrecking Ball's on my ass constantly, like that kind of thing. Um, and instead, like, kind of what's happening is their team and your team are like, they have their boxing gloves on and they're like walking towards each other and about to duke it out and square off. But they this really large boxer, there's five of them, and there's four of your team. And you're kind of behind them, like slapping them on a butt a couple of times and then running away. And then your team gets beat up because of it. There's one moment, there's like one sustained period where we're doing a lot, but that seems to be the problem for the most part. And that's because like we're not really set up in good places. We like go back to main, like the middle of the map where the payload goes, and just kind of generally to our team too much instead of exiting fights to the side or behind and like grabbing a health pack. Um, and because of that, we also like we're not set up in a good place, and so we don't really. engage at a good time. We don't really check on our team to figure out like what makes sense, and we don't really like in our head think like, okay, we're looking at their comp. It's Ryan, Genji, Ash, Mercy, Juno. So what are our priorities? Yeah. And just to run through it, like Bull hard counters every sniper. Hard counters Widow especially, but also Ash, Hanzo, Sojourn to a lesser extent. Even like Soldier, Bull's pretty good in a Soldier, especially if he's playing split. So we probably should be mainly focused on we either want to shoot a healer or shoot the Ash, or at least Booper and deny our sightlines. And then we can help with the Genji. Like if he uses dash and deflect, we can go kill him. We can chase him down, right? We can chase down Mercy, right? If Juno's playing split, we can shoot the Juno a bit to get the Mercy out. So that can be our like sort of general plan. And then they have a Rhine. So what does he want to do? Is to like use his shield to help him get through a choke, and then walk forward and swing on some guys. So the way to play the matchup into him is we're looking to hit pretty early. Like once he starts walking through the choke, his team's gonna like follow him, and we want to slam them like right then to kind of arrest his movement. Maybe he'll like Ryan's love to do this. Maybe he'll like 180 charge back at you, and it'll just like keep space between him and your team, right? Because you still need to worry about that. We don't want to shoot the Ryan, but we need to worry about where he is. Because kind of our clock, right? We need to get something done before he reaches like our Junkrat, let's say. Well, the Junkrat really should be able to run away, but before he reaches our team and is able to get something done on his end, right? Or reaches the point and then we can't dislodge him, yeah. So, just off the rip, like this setup is pretty common. To start, it's kind of old school from before you could like spider hang. These days, on Wrecking Ball, I probably would just like set up here and retract. Chill here, I can see them coming out, and I'm like right by this choke here, ready to go. Or another option would be to retract up here and chill like sort of on this roof, and that gives me options to either go like boot them out of the choke, or go back and boot them in through the choke and slam. Yeah. So let's see here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
So I just want to see how good this scout is. See, we're not really, if we're going to be here, we're going to be a little over. This is like a OP part of Ball, is he has this third person view, and you can look around corners, right, without revealing yourself. Want to be like closer to here. We're worried about someone coming out this door, but we want to see what they have. We want to know if they have any stuns, especially. I don't think you get a very good scout off. Ryan's charged, right? So we slam in the back. Usually we want to do that if we have some sort of sniper, like an Ash or Widow up here, which are really good with Ball, by the way. Because it sets up like an easy shot for them. For your guys here on choke, they can't really see anyone that you just slammed, right? And the other thing is slamming back here, like all these guys are pretty safe. It's very easy for them to like take a step back and hide from your team and just turn and kill you. And it's sort of what happens is you get forced out. Here though, like you have 1200 health. I think it was like a good shield. But we're not using that health for anything in particular. Right? If we're going to go for this aggressive slam, we need to be like pivoting to maybe this Ash. And the Mercy comes to her, maybe we pivot to the Juno. And the Ryan's trying to chase us down, yeah? We need to stop them from getting through the choke. Just like on attack, we need to hit or draw attention at least. bad grapple, right? Or draw attention at least, so our team can walk through the choke. Yeah, we need to time it. So it kind of, like, you haven't really shot anyone, right? Nobody's turned to even look at you. They just walk through the choke and kill your team. Yeah. And part of that is also just setting up that deep with a bunch of golds. They're going to be like, oh, my tank's up here. I need to be here. So, like, your team was easy to walk on. It's true. But we could have been set up a little better to encourage them to be a little safer, right? We go through, again, we got like 1,200 health. We need to find someone who's good to shoot and shoot them. Like, you're exiting the fight with like full health, right? So now, like, our whole team's dead, right? Pardon me for a second. So our whole team's dead. We want to set up to make a contest if we can. So you don't get really any value shooting over here, drawing attention from these guys. They want to be on point. They're capping the point, and now they get free damage on you and they know where you are, right? I probably would have played this like coming back here and like retracted up here maybe. Or I would have like circled around over to here. Probably would have been able to stall it a little longer too with that much health from the shield. But I'd be looking to be somewhere where I can see the outlines of my team and see when they're about to reach the point. And then right when they're about to walk through, that's when I hit. Yeah. That's scouting setting up, right? Being here, like, you're going to have to enter the point, and we spend our grapple to enter the point. If you had been set up closer, you wouldn't need to grapple to slam, and you wouldn't need to spend it to come in, right? I like that you wait for your shield. But again, we're a little early. Like, our Genji is just now peeking, and we also probably wanted to wait a little longer so that at least he has the mercy on him. I suppose the ticks are pretty close, but I think you could have played it just a little closer. And here, the other thing I noticed is you don't ever use your share shields button. And I would 300% be looking to share my shields. Because you're not taking that much damage, right? It's going to probably wear off before they kill you. So 300% be looking to share my shields with this Genji. Or anyone else around on my team. And especially like when it's ticking down, when there's like 1 second left, you're going to lose them anyway. And if you share them, it's 75 health for your team. It actually makes a huge difference. Oh yeah, we're slow. Like there, again, you don't need to grapple up high to do this. We just jump off the cart, right? We want to save our grapple so we can keep contesting. Again, we could share our shields with a Mora. We're just not really shooting anything that we can kill, right? They're all together. I don't think we were going to be successful at that. So probably we either want to be on the Ashe or the Mercy, probably. This escape is almost smooth. It's alright. And this setup is okay too. You know, again, it's a little old school. I'd probably be retracted like up here. Potentially over here. But with a little length so that I can like get over this thing if I want to. And I drop, grapple, roll through, slam, get them through the choke. Or are they actually going to go the other way, right? Probably just a roll through in that case and look to slam a little later. But at least you're like above them. Good idea, bad mechanics. Now this mine, it is gonna box them in eventually when your team pushes, but it's not very good. They're already through the choke. The cart's gonna move up and give them cover, right? They can back off this way, this way. You need to mine where you think they're gonna be, yeah? A better mine probably would have been like anticipating the cart moving, like this kind of general area. Yeah, a little more on top of them. And if you go kind of high, you could also like, if you're really good with your mines, you could probably drop them about here-ish and get one or two that are on the other side of the choke too. Or a couple like floating on the payload, that would be good. Maybe could have rolled through there. Yeah, this we could share our shields there, right? We just never use that ability. Ryan wastes his shatter. Hooray. Need to be looking Mercy or Ash. And more importantly, we're fighting here, right? The problem with this is Ash looking downrange at you. Also can look at your Mercy, right? Also can look at your Moira. Also can look at the Junkrat if he peeks. Genji too, he's like set up to go on a Mercy. He can see the Junk if he peeks, etc., right? You can see the Moira. I think he's shooting the Moira right now. We want to be making them look behind them and to the sides a lot more. Like this angle good. This angle really good. Yeah, if we can get a Mercy and an Ash just like wasting time in the back here, that's really strong. Especially if then we like slam him or something, grapple back onto the Rhine and help kill him, let's say. Or kill this Genji probably is a better target. Grapple back, get our shields, share our shields here with whoever the Ryan is on and the Genji's on. Yep. Like, who specifically are you trying to kill here? The slam in general, we maybe don't want to always slam the Ryan because he just doesn't do that much. People can't shoot him when he's motion locked. But if we kind of look back at this, Ash is way too far up, right? And we cheat a little more here. We kind of blind grappled in our ball form. We could see that and go for her. And that's like what I'm not seeing. We could just shoot this Mercy, right? And then do that. And we get her stun locked. Our shields are about to be off cooldown. We just shoot her. You're really afraid of getting blown up, maybe a PTSD from like cast Sombra comps or something, but they don't have a stun. Yeah. Closest thing they have that is Ryan Pin. So we need to throw our weight around like a lot more. We're just kind of playing around the payload here instead of like, look, this whole place is empty, yeah? Gives you access to that mega. This whole place is empty. This high ground is basically empty. Not relevant quite yet. Behind them is super empty. We want to look for the empty spaces and use them, right? I think it's like a valid play to grapple through here maybe and bump this Juno out, and we're like suddenly we're far away from where these guys can help her. Or we could swing around and keep on this Ash, because really, like, if someone's playing Ash in a ball, they should not be able to get anything done. Looks like you shared shields there. Good job. The Mercy pockets, that's fine. There we go, help with the Genji. Snag it. We could retract up there. Other thing I noticed is you don't hold on to grapples really long enough. You use it as like a ram, and sometimes you can just use it to kind of go back and forth a bit and um, like deny an area or like roll through them, hold it like 180 your camera, and then roll out in the opposite direction. Um, so they just lost their Genji, right? Uh, we want to go right now. We see these guys. Both of them are great to shoot, right? And they're not looking at us. Why don't we just shoot someone? The Mercy is probably looking for a res, right? Why don't we just shoot him and then worry about the grapple slam stuff later? Also, we're about to boot them forward, which we don't want them to. We don't want them to go help the Rhine, right? We want them to stay back here. Like if you shot the Ash and then she panicked that, and then you grapple after her because she doesn't have shotgun anymore, and you just kill her for free, right? You can get a kill here. Yeah, nice. Around now, we want to be probably pressuring Mercy or pressuring her other healer so that she doesn't res. It's just like, I think one of the things is you don't really use retract well enough, like in motion. You just need to practice. I like the idea of mining to deny the Juno ult with retract and maybe like a better grapple here or something. Where did you actually grapple? I don't miss our grapple and we're panicked. I see. With a grapple like there and just a retract, we can get it where we want it, which is kind of like here. Yeah. But also, maybe a read of the situation is like there's not really anyone you're walking on right now. So actually, if I just go hard on these guys in the back, it stops the Rhine from doing much of anything at all, right? But I feel like you messed up the mechanics and then rushed a minefield that's like low to the ground. It's again like they don't need to walk into this, right? You need to think about like where do they need to go? I want to mine that. You know, they're getting a lot of pressure. I can mine behind them because they're wanting to back off already. They're about to back off, or they use their cooldowns. They can't get out of this area, right? This is kind of like a nothing burger. Rank and swing on them, or use a shield to break them, or just stand behind payload. It's not a terrible decision, though, to deny the Juno ult, I will say. We can look to share shields with our Genji right now, or help them at least. When teammates ulting, always try to help them. We also could have been, if we'd been over there, we could have been looking to cancel the res. So you need to play this matchup a little better versus the Mercy. We always want to kind of see if we can hold on to her grapple and see if we can cancel her res. It's one of the only reliable res counters other than just killing her. And you can get anywhere, right, on ball. But still, we're behind them now. They switched May. This is good. We don't want to be shooting tank. Anytime you shoot tank, you need to be like, I'm wasting my time right now. Is there anything, literally anything better I can do? Right? We're coming back to the payload here. Whatever. It has to go all the way around, right? We don't want to be fighting Orion in front of him in the middle of our team. Our whole tanking ability is like getting people to look where they don't want to look. So our team gets easy shots, you know. Backing up here, the Ryan just has to chase you, and here he is, and you can maybe kill the Mercy, making a done decision, kill the Moira, making a done decision, right? We wanted to be looking for this guy here. Yeah. Or we would have needed to be aware of this, but I think you might have seen him. Definitely your Junkrat dies, and you see Genji kill him, so you know where he is, right? Could have gone and killed this guy. Anyone isolated? This guy. And again, that's exiting the fight, like perpendicular to it or behind it. You need to run away, fine. Come over here. Go to this mega. Take the high ground. No one should be able to be on the high ground while you're playing Wrecking Ball. And also, it's changed. This setup now is kind of good, right? The payload's past it, so now you're behind them. And we're looking for an engage around here, right? So when we get shattered, like we don't want to be main in front of a Mei Ryan. We're just gonna get screwed. So we're kind of doing stuff for a little, and now we're not, right? And even now, like you ran away, you're full health. You're Wrecking Ball. The only one who can chase you is Genji. Why do we run away back to like our spawn here? There's a Mega over here. If I had this fight and all my team died, I'd probably like already be up here. Retract on this thing. We'll see you mess that up in a sec. Already just be set up here. Scout them out. Maybe ping some people. Maybe over here. I mean, maybe they don't have a stun. We could also like probably contest to just stand here for a bit and then run away. Can grapple, retract, kind of spider ball, like sort of above the payload. They can eventually kill you, but I'm pretty sure you could get away to this mega and come back to fight. But you could stall this payload like a lot more. Yeah, we're going for that, but we use our fireball, which means like our grapple's on cooldown, right? And still here, like I guess here, I don't know what your Mercy's doing. I guess she lived. Our Ashe is like sighting them, so I think this is a fine slam. We probably want to do some sort of spin to win. This is a great spot if you grapple in the middle of it. You can spin around it and you kind of go in and out of cover while still contesting the payload. As opposed to this sort of ram where you just miss everyone, right? But still we're contesting. But right, we're not pressuring anyone, really. We find a Mercy, she falls in our lap, that's great. We can win this fight. Find Juno now. Share our shields. Again, we're not really like using cover. We could have just done this way better. Been around the payload, like use it for cover, because the Genji's was blowing you up, right? The Rhine, and probably the Juno too. The Rhine can't do anything unless he reaches you. And we can grapple on this thing or this thing and just like spin around. We can go around once, stop, and they try to chase you, you go around the other way, right? We just play ring around a Mercy a lot more effectively. So we're kind of like low health, and Mercy tries to save us. We had our shields coming off cooldown too, so I don't really think you're really scared of dying. I think you're really worried about your KD maybe. But as a result, we just don't throw our weight around on tank, right? Probably we're dead there, but it'd be a good death, honestly. And here, like, I don't know what we're doing. We're mostly full health already. We need to be scouting. We need to be, when we're rolling back here, like, oh, most of my team has a good spawn. We can go for a hold here. Oh, the Genji went in. I can go help them. I can boop him. I can grab shields and share them quickly. I could even slam him once he dashes so he can't move anywhere, right? We just kind of let our guys get rocked on. Again, we're not setting up. We're all the way back. Like, you can get 1200 health or more. You have all your cooldowns. Like, what are you doing here, right? The payload hasn't even come through the choke yet. We'd be helping Ash kill this guy, right? Like, it's gold. People are feeding all the time, yeah? If we're too afraid to do that, we could be just set up somewhere. We could be using our time to set up. We could be around here, like, checking out what they're doing. We kind of wait here, wait for them to walk through the payload to get through a little, and then we could just, like, sit on a payload and stall it, right? We'd use our attract and be a little above. We could, like, I'm not going to go through all of them, like, we could spider ball up here. Yeah. At bare minimum, we should be, like, here, perhaps, to peak. But I want to see you more like, the space is all empty, right? And I'm pretty sure there's like a mega back here. So we're just, this is so downtime heavy. And now we have to do all the setup and stuff now. And they're going to see where we're coming from because we're just coming from main. We go for the slam here. Who can follow up on this, right? We have our mines already. Again, we use it like kind of low. We want to grapple up and do it kind of middle height, like about under this platform. This is a good height. You'll get a better spread. And we're just shooting Ryan, right? This guy. This guy. She's an ult. She's going to be hard to kill. We try to separate this Juno and try and get the Mercy to not be able to heal the Ryan and her at the same time. Yeah. Or we just like box out this Genji. And we're like missing most of our shots on the Ryan too, yeah. We could have grappled that. Res. We're just kind of main, right? He wants to walk into your team and he also needs to deal with you or worry about you. And you're solving his problems for him, right? He's swinging on you, chases you into your team, shatters all of you, right? I guess not you. No, we're just like fighting Ryan. Fighting Red Mate, yeah? You say you stall objectives, you don't really. Yeah. We see that happen. Probably the best thing we can do is go around like to the side here and just try to stall it out. We can use this high ground. We can use retract. We can use all this cover. We could spin around this thingy. Excuse me. Right? Maybe we wait for the May to move up with the Ryan and then start stalling it when it's just supports on cart. But instead we're like fighting Ryan and we're broadcasting where we are and we're just kind of main and we're just going to take a bunch of unnecessary damage. Slam nothing. Like we're 11 health for free. And Genji's full health. We took like, what even is that? We took over 700 damage and we did maybe 50 damage. Because we were just waiting. We weren't, we weren't scouting, we weren't setting up, we weren't striking. And strike can be contest payload, right? We want to have a fight like now. We don't want the payload to get through there because then suddenly they have cover to get through this choke, right? So we really did need some sort of stall around here if our team was going to get folded like that. But part of that is just how you're playing. You're not giving them a reason to do anything but run it down main and just run over your team. So now we're back in spawn when we really need to be going in. We could grapple to do other stuff faster. And we don't contest, yeah? Um, I feel like this kind of covers most of what I want to say. We'll can look at attack real quick. So I need you to have a game plan. I think you killed Ash like once, right? And it's not just kill, it's like just prevent her from getting a good shot. Yeah. Cancel res. Like you need to do the basic matchup things here. We open with this is an okay. You messed it up. You need to practice this shit probably. You messed it up, but also we're going like way too soon. Excuse me. We're not scouting, right? Our team is not ready to fight them. If we're doing that rollout, we do it more when they get cut here. Or like a simple lunch pail rollout of like, I'm going to just go over here. Like all the way back, fireball as quick as I can. And scout them from behind. Which would be pretty good because it's a brawl comp. Let them walk a little and then touch point. When I see my team wants to walk through that choke. So we're still trying to get through main, yeah? That's a fine idea. Okay, we didn't get it, that's fine. We pull most of them back. The Rhine doesn't care, but we don't hang around. Unfortunately, that was like kind of a bad engage. We're here. We made the Juno move, but she still had her glide, right? We didn't see her use a cooldown, but we can shoot this guy for free. We can shoot this guy for free. We can shoot this guy for free if we just stayed here. You can shoot him low and then slam to kill. Right, we're like already leaving. We're not looking for a specific kill. We shoot 3 people here. We go through. This is like a good idea. And we need to go right back around. I wouldn't even grab the Mega. Right idea, but we're exiting towards our team. Same slam, come this side. Shoot this way, we find a Mercy. Junkrat is good. Reaper's bad. This way or this way. Pull them back, and your team can take this empty space. Right? We're just like kind of leading the Reaper into our team. You see what I'm talking about? You kind of yo-yo. You like go in, and then your tendency is to go back this way. And that just keeps them where they're supposed to be, right? They turn to look at you, and then turn back, and they're facing your team. And then we kind of go back in. Again, we still have shield health, right? We could have maybe looked to share it. Maybe that sounds confusing. Let's see here. You did take a lot of damage? Why did you take a lot of damage though? We're in front of them. Go on Juno, fine. Like, my premonition is if you just like did the same boop and ended up here, we'd shoot this Juno and the junk couldn't shoot us. But he'd probably be worried about us. The Rhine certainly is focused on us, right? Oh yeah, we'd take a couple directs. Yeah, I mean, don't really get things done with our guns. And no, this is a nothing burger. If you touch a point, like who cares? They've killed your team. You get nothing from this, you're feeding them all charge. You get nothing from the slam, and we're all the way out. And now I have to do this whole entry thing again, yeah? which should be easy. We can also grapple like here and kind of go over, end up height, end up over here. This area's been empty like the whole effing game. We could be here to shoot, did you know? But that last bit, like, you're not really doing anything touching point there. And we're better off being like, okay, the thing we got from this fight is that we're behind them. We almost have mines. Let's set up for really good mines. Or Mercy just died. You're on ball. You could go spawn camp the Mercy, right? I was just kind of like trash active time. You broadcast where you're coming from, right? They have cooldowns. They haven't been fighting. You're not really going to get much done with this mines as an engage. It's not usually a very good engage unless they're really, really hold up. If they were like all up here, like a SIG or something, or all up there, and you need to move them from a spot. A mine like this, like an area denial on a point, we want to do that more sort of mid-fight. Or like they're fighting your team a bit, we touch point to pressure objectives so they turn around. We like grapple, retract, and then we drop the mines. Ryan's used his charge, let's say Reaper's uses fade, right? Jones uses whatever he has, his mines. We still get the Ryan back, we get the healer separated. We needed to be engaging them more in the corner and slam them. If we gotten a slam off, I guess we could use it on the mine. Someone's died, we need to have our grapple for Mercy. Okay, she's dead, that's good. Now it's just Ryan. We need to look to share a shield or something there. Or keep the grapple, roll through him a bunch of times, it can't block that damage, right? Here, again, we're just like, we're kind of passive. I think we're just slow on the retract. So the way people recontest, there's always one DPS that goes here. It's always the first guy. We could just be here and shoot him, right? We could already be up here and shooting the Reaper. I think we're gonna get him before he ults. But oh, like, why did you shield there? Maybe quick react to the ult. I can understand that. But then, you know, it's not a very good shield. We just share them. But probably in these contest situations, we're gonna kill whoever's trying to touch and share the shield. We also know they have Mercy, right? And we have grapple. We just wait to cancel it. Cancel the res. Shoot the Mercy. Like, again, it's just on any tank. You do more damage than you take. We did very little damage there. We took a shitload of damage, right? Sure, there's an ult. But, like, really, like... We're kind of late to things. We move a Reaper into our team. In this team too, by the way, the DPS is the easiest to kill is definitely Junkrat. And we didn't wasted shields too, we could have shared it, maybe our team survives. We're just bad at grapples, yeah. I don't mind this roll through even. But again, we're just like slamming tank and fighting on main. We signed the Junkrat, he's dead. We're touching here, our team's entirely dead, right? Even then, look how much health you have. Stop leading him to the choke where you can block your team. Disengage behind or to the sides. We come over here with our, like, 1,000,000 health, right? Back here. Back here. Even up. And we're just like, we're really annoying up here. Junkrat, come mine up to try and deal with me. No, screw you. I'm going to go over here on the Juno. Right? We're shooting shield. You're never going to break it. This is blind. There's no scout. That's the problem with this. Again, this is like the whole thing. And you don't see something where you're like, I need to slam that. I need to use fireball and slam there. You could have just rolled up here for free. None of them are looking at you. Jumped on this thing and then slammed. And I would have checked on your team first and done it just as they're trying to get through. Like your BAP is still in spawn, right? Or whatever that is. What is that? That's a Sojourn. Your team definitely a bit staggery feedy. You're out getting a health pack when you have 850 health. You still have shield health. Why are we leaving? I suppose at this point, like your team's died. Valid. Yeah, I guess I'm setting up to try and touch her and get a stall off. I like that you wait for your shield, so like, that's good. But we're just too conservative, and we're not putting the pressure we should as a tank. Even now, like, look how small this minefield is because you don't grapple up for it. We want to get it like over the whole point if we can. And again, it's used as engage, so they have other cooldowns to deal with it. Right? And we're just mains, so we get shattered again. I guess this is the first time we got shattered. See, I like this. You're actually being evasive. We don't even need to bother slamming here. We're going to take a bunch of damage on the slam. Just focus on avoiding damage until your team gets back, right? We die with shields. Oh, it was right before. Yeah. You just become really easy to track on the slam, right? When I'm playing Ring Around the Rosie with like the Ryan and the Reaper. Here. Or like as overtime it's burning, we could have gone out here and then like recontest it in. Yeah. Played up high, like spider balled. Something like that. Grapple here and do a sort of like retract, like more of a vertical grapple. Can't quite indicate that. Because none of their heroes, like, it's hard for them to shoot up, like kind of the Reaper. But, like, that's not really the reason why you lost. The reason why you lost is because you don't do much of anything. You don't put out pressure. You take way more damage than you do. And then sometimes you don't take damage at all, and you run away, right? And although just like the engages are wrong, we need to add a scout and setup phase to our gameplay. We need to be looking to have more uptime, be set up like where we think our team wants to fight. Like look at our team, where do they want to fight? Look at their team, who do I want to kill? When and where is that going to happen? I go. Yeah, you just need to decide on some things. So let me know if you have any questions. That was kind of long. Mechanics, just keep practicing. There's some codes you can do to like practice boops or rollouts or things like that. It'd be worth to go into some maps and just like turn the grapple cooldown off or low and just practice. Get better at retracting, using retracting in the middle of your grapple. And yeah, and then the specifics of the matchups, like having grapple to cancel res, um, like when to slam versus Ryan, that kind of thing. So let me know if you have questions, and I hope that helps.